Hey friends, welcome to the Upright Christian Parenting Podcast, Season 4, part of the Treehouse Storyteller family, and I'm your host, Hannah Peru. This is your place for upright parenting in today's sideways culture. We don't tiptoe around hard truths around here. We tackle cultural issues head on, build a bold biblical worldview, and equip you to lead your flock with courage. Our kids are being discipled by something, so let's make sure it's us. Grab your coffee, lace up your shoes, and let's raise kingdom arrows. Hey friends, welcome. This is part 2 of my incredible conversation with Sam Sorbo. And trust me, you don't want to miss what she shared in part 1. If you're joining us here first, hit that pause button and start with part 1 so you can experience the conversation from the beginning. Then circle back, meet us right back here as we continue this powerful discussion about raising and educating our children with courage, purpose, and a biblical worldview. Here we go. That's so good.
A friend of mine just did a movie called He Calls Me Daughter, and I went to see it last night, and it's about
I've heard of this. I want to see it.
the hole left in women's hearts by an abusive or absent or both father, right? And so, yeah, it's really beautiful, and it gets to that point that the role of the father to both daughters and sons is to be like God the Father to them as they grow, so that they can then transfer their loyalty, their fealty, their love and adoration to God the Father.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if you're not there for that, and let's face it, dads, I mean, the dads aren't even in the homes anymore, but if you're a dad in the home, but you're off at work every day and you barely see your kid. I mean, when we started homeschooling, it was sort of out of the blue to Kevin. He was on board, but he was like, what's that going to look like? Okay, we can try it for a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
And he very quickly realized, oh my gosh, I see a lot more of my kids now.
Mm-hmm.
Because he used to, at that point, he was traveling a lot every weekend.
Yeah.
And so if the kids were in school all day and he might see them at night, right? But then he was gone the weekend, which was the time that he could really see. So when we started homeschooling, he was like, "Hey, I've got to go to Home Depot. Can I bring Braden with me? You know, can I bring Shane? Can I?" And that was their bonding time.
Yeah. Oh, that's
And
so
you
good.
shouldn't deprive your children of that.
Yeah.
They're your
Oh,
kids.
good.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the name of my book.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So I wrote this book after I'd homeschooled for a while. So it's my personal journey from self-doubter, because I doubted myself
I did too.
intensely. I think we all do. I think we've all been brainwashed by the schools to think, don't try this at home. You're not capable. In fact, I would go so far as to say most of us think we're incapable because we went to school. And
Yeah.
school trains you to think how incapable you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are a lot of lies in our schools. And so There Your Kids is basically an indictment of the school system, and then my personal journey, my story of how I got it done, the mistakes I made, and the successes that I had. But this is the follow-up. This is Parents Guide to Homeschool, and this is a workbook. So this book is intended to teach the parent how to think about education, to reset the idea of parenting, what the relationship with the child should be, what it should look like. And so it takes a lot of parental input. You need to sit and contemplate the questions. And when you start answering those questions, it will eradicate your idea of what school is supposed to do, or what you thought school was, right? And the intention is for you to replace that with, oh, so if not me, then who?
Yeah.
I got to do this. This is my job.
Yeah.
Because it is.
So good. Both of those are amazing books. Amazing,
Thank
amazing, amazing. I want to switch gears for a second because I don't want to take up all of our time and not talk about you have a movie coming out and the AI use and everything. And I got to see the trailer. I don't remember if it was at one of the award ceremonies or where I saw it while we were at NRB together, but it just looks so fun and amazing. And I think what you guys have been able to pull off is kind of record breaking, um, and very interesting. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I'd love to start by saying that I wanted to be an actress, and I also decided that I wanted to have a family.
Hmm.
And at a certain point, I had to choose through various circumstances. And I chose to prioritize family, which was the best choice that I could make. And this is what I
Wow.
encourage young women to do, because young women today are being sold a lie that
Mm.
money is the definition of success
Yeah.
and that they can have children at any age. And a lot of, I talk to so many women now who are early 30s and struggling with fertility issues
Yeah.
because they were lied to and told, put it off, wait till, sow your wild oats, whatever. Um, and to that end, I will say that as I prioritized first my husband and then my children and family, God brought it all the way back.
Mm.
And I wrote a movie that got funded, which is crazy,
I love
and
that.
that did very well in theaters, called Let There Be Light.
Hmm.
And I don't think I ever would have done that if I had just continued being an actress and
Yeah.
tried to make the marriage work alongside my thriving career. I had a really good career going,
Hmm.
but Kevin lived in New Zealand, so what was that going to look like?
Hmm.
I don't know if the marriage would have survived. So, we're taught, oh, you can have it all. No, you can't. There's too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't know it all. There's too much to know. You can't have it all. There's too much to have.
Yeah.
You can have a lot, but you're going to have to choose at some point. And so, and we aren't taught how to choose. We're taught to make pros and cons lists. Those are chaos. They don't help. Make a priorities list, and that will make the decision for you.
Oh, that's good. That's
And
good.
if it's hard, it's because your priorities are a little jumbled.
Yeah.
That's what makes the decisions hard. If your priorities are straight, the decisions are easy.
Yeah.
They they might be sad, but they're easy. It's done. Oh, my priority is my marriage. Okay. Thank you, God. That was clear. Clear as a bell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Done. So fast forward to today, my primary focus is still my family, but because my kids are grown and we've worked as a family now in film and stuff, and uh, so I got offered the role of Miriam, Noah's wife, in a movie called The Flood. It is fully AI. It's crazy. This film is going to look so amazing, and it comes out October 2nd, and I'm very excited about it.
That's awesome. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. I know it looked so good. I can't wait to see it. Um, I
Well,
I
it's
love.
gonna be the real story, not the fake Hollywoodized version of Noah that was really Waterworld meets Transformers with Russell Crowe, where
Yes.
they didn't mention God once. Not once. It's
Well,
like,
there was also like a Noah movie that was really bizarre. I don't even remember who put it out, but we saw it a couple years ago and we started watching and maybe like it felt good for a while and then the bad guys got on the boat with them and we're like, "Wait a minute. No, this doesn't happen." God closes that door. There aren't anyway.
I think that was
Was it the
Noah.
same one?
I think that was the Russell Crowe one
Okay.
with the great big rock monsters.
Yes, I could not remember if that was Russell Crowe or not.
Yeah,
Yes, the
yeah,
same one.
the rock
Same one.
monsters, like, it was a
Yes.
big movie,
Yeah.
but, they hired an atheist director
Yeah.
to tell a Bible story. Like,
Yeah,
what are
it
you
took a turn.
thinking?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
yeah, and then Russell Crowe tries to kill his own offspring. Uh, it's like,
Yes.
they took some liberties, really.
A lot of liberties, a lot. Um, yeah, no, I appreciate you staying to biblical context and I know that's always hard in Hollywood as well, like in filmmaking, like there's some, there's little tweaks that you can do to that's left to the imagination there. And you see that with The Chosen or whatever. Like, okay, that's
Yes.
not in there, but okay, we can see that it could be.
No, a little bit. There are some liberties that you can
Sure.
take, but Hollywood has gone so kind of off the rails. In fact, I would encourage your listeners, please go to sorbostudios.com and sign up for our newsletters so you can stay apprised of everything that we have going on. And we have some fabulous tours that we lead. We're going to Greece in
Oh,
September this year.
yes.
It's like a 10-day trip through Athens and other parts of Greece and Ephesus and Philippi. Like, it's very
Oh,
cool, walking in the footsteps of Paul. Very excited about that.
oh my
And so, yeah, so if you go to the website, sorbostudios.com, we can keep you up to date with all those fun things and the movies too. And I just want to point out that, in 2019, I think the Oscars had 56 million, and now they're down to like 20.
goodness.
The Oscars, recently aired, and basically 20 million people, tuned in, as opposed to the huge numbers that they used to get. People are fed up with what Hollywood has become.
Yeah, that's right.
It's become terribly violence prone and very sexualized, over sexualized. And people are fed up with that. We're looking for wholesome content that's
Yeah.
not going to keep us awake at night, frankly.
Yeah. What if your child's biggest worldview questions could be answered before they ever step foot out into the world? Creation Without a Bang is my brand new children's book, helping families reclaim the truth of Genesis once again and God's intentional design. This powerful story reminds children they are not the product of random chance, but the handiwork of a purposeful creator. Endorsed by Sam Sorbo herself, this book is equipping the next generation with truth, wonder, and confidence in God's Word. Order your copy of Creation Without a Bang today at thetreehousestoryteller.com. Yeah, no, that's so good. Okay, so what can the mamas that are listening to us today, what's one thing that they can do right now to change the course of their family, whether that's education or their perspective on it, or what would be that like one takeaway that you would offer them of like, hey, this is the way to change your trajectory?
Well, that's a very sort of a loaded question, because how do I meet them where they are? So I recently gave my first TEDx talk, and the point of the talk was to encourage parents to homeschool. So whether you're homeschooling or not, one thing that you can do that's very easy is teach your child big words. Just start with one word. Get yourself a word a day calendar, or just Google online an online dictionary or an online thesaurus or something like that. There's plenty of different resources for finding good big words, and they don't have to make sense in real life. Just have fun with them. So I taught my 2-year-old the word reconstitute. We put raisins in water and we reconstituted them. And so he used to say, reconstitute. And that was fun. My husband chose to teach him the word testicles, obviously. But when you start to teach your child, you begin to understand that it's a whole world that you can share with your child. And that's your job.
Yeah.
But it's also a great joy. And children love to learn. We've forgotten this because we went to school and we hated school. But school is not the same as learning. Children love to learn. And so if you just stoke their curiosity and feed it, then they will learn everything. They'll far exceed what you're able to do with them, especially if you, like me, went to school and had these sort of limitations put on you.
From our very first days, America has been driven by the idea that hard work could lead us to the life we always envisioned. And today, honoring that legacy, College of the Ozarks does more than just provide an education. We're reawakening the American spirit.
When I thought about college, I knew that I wanted to do something that I was ambitious. CVO opened my eyes to the opportunities that were out there for me.
Our model of providing a Christian liberal arts education to those facing economic hardship hasn't wavered since 1906. Our students graduate debt-free through our work education program, They learn how to live a life guided by their faith. And as they begin their careers, they've learned how to take their seat at the table of influence and open the door of opportunity for others.
Being an assistant principal has allowed me to pour into kids the way that people have poured into me and open up doors and opportunities to things that they didn't know were possible.
We're reawakening the American spirit in the next generation. Will you join us?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that because we're creating lifelong learners instead of, I remember being a kid in school and thinking, like counting down how many years left I have until I really am done.
Oh yeah.
And it's like this checklist to get through it as comfortably and as fast as you can. In reality, what we want to do is learn our whole life. Like the second we stop moving, we die. The second I think our brain stops moving, we
Yes.
die. And so we really have to, cultivate this idea of this lifelong learning. And I
And
think that's
what's funny is like we don't even need to sort of cultivate it. All we need to do is status quo with our children because they love to learn.
yeah,
Children are infinitely curious.
that's right. Yeah.
That's God's imprint on them to bring them to search for Him, really. And so, as long as you just feed that curiosity, but the first thing that a kid learns in school, what's the first thing that you learn to do in school if you have a question? That is a deterrent
Mm-hmm.
to make you, oh no, you're not allowed to learn. You have to first get called on. Wait till the teacher calls on you. You have to raise your hand. You have to draw attention to yourself. I'm the stupid one. Everybody look at me. And then the teacher calls on you, and maybe your question is appropriate. Maybe your question is about something else because you're just curious about stuff. Lots of kids are. Why did they paint the walls brown or and the teacher's like, well, we're not talking about that right now.
Right.
And so it's just aimed to shut the child down, to hate to learn. And I know when I graduated, I was like, oh my gosh, I never want to crack another book again. I hated to read. I hated the textbooks. I just hated it all. It was just awful. They made it into drudgery.
Yeah.
And that's child abuse. That's why I say it's abusive. The school system is abusive to children. Most children, not all children. There are some children who thrive in that environment. They're like, yeah, bring it on. I like teachers. I like books. I like the structure. I like that, right? But it's a lot. So there are very few kids that are like, yes, that's me.
Yeah.
Most kids don't fit. And that's sad because they're trained to think that they're the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're not. I wouldn't want any child to think that was that he was the outsider. He was the anomaly. He was the weirdo, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's so much good that comes when we have our kids at home with us, and just with us, because that doesn't necessarily look like at home, right? It's just with us, period.
With us.
And traveling with us and working with us and all of those things. And
My daughter just told a friend of mine because they were out, and my daughter's 20 now, and they were just hanging out, and she said something, and my daughter said, yeah, I remember when Mom used to come up to my room to get me because she had to go run errands and she didn't want to go alone. She wanted me with her. And she loved that because she felt neat, and I loved it too. I love her. I love being around her. Like I just loved it. And it's so sad to me when parents are like, ugh, my kids, well, we'll get through somehow or whatever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you missed the boat. You missed it.
or the
I'm sad.
countdown at the end of summer, like X amount of days until school starts again, and
Yeah. Yeah. That's always the
line
worst.
and say bye. And no,
Yeah.
it's sad. And I think the shift there, because we did mainstream because of my extreme doubt in myself. I mainstreamed them for a couple years before I went, wait a minute, nope, 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 come back. And you do get used to doing life on your own. And
Right.
it was a learning curve for me. I had to relearn how to have them around all the time. And that does feel like that summer vacation where they're kind of in your hair and in your space and you get over it. And so that's kind of one of those things I think, a myth where I'm sure you've heard a million of them where people are like, "Oh, I'm not patient enough." Like, I'm not patient enough for school lines and teachers being dingbats, and I'm not I'm not patient enough for email chains and like all these other things and someone else's schedule. Like, it has nothing to do with
Okay.
patience.
So I have to give you, not you, I have to give a little pushback because somebody who actually admits that they lack patience, that's a virtue. Patience is a
Yes.
virtue. Maybe let's not go bragging about how we lack virtue. Maybe
Yes, that's true.
God gave you your children to teach you patience.
Mhm.
And by the way, the opposite of patience is anger. So I'm sorry you have an anger issue, but maybe you should try to do something about that. I mean, it's absurd. And then I love the fact that you're pointing out that it takes patience to send your child to abject
Yes.
strangers who will do God knows what with them
Mhm.
and send God knows what home with them in the way of attitude or whatever. Like that takes a lot of patience.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like it's not that you're escaping the patience trial
Not
by
at all.
sending your children away from you.
Not at all. And my
So
2 would always be fighting on our drive back home. And I'd be like, "Why? I just picked you guys." I remember having this
yes,
conversation. I'd be like, "Guys, I haven't seen you all day. I just pick you up and I've got like this sweet welcoming tone." And I'm like, "How was your day?" And they're just like at each other the whole way home. I'm like, stop it."
that's what the school does because the school separates them and
Mhm.
gives them ageism. And so the older kid feels like he can lord it over the younger kid. I know because Braden went to first and second grade at our cute little public school, and honestly, the attitude that he was coming home with because he
Yeah.
was big man on campus,
Yeah.
like everybody knew who he was. And but you know him, like that's just always been his personality. But that was coming home, and it wasn't pretty. And that's why I said to Kevin that and some other things. And I was like, well, I think even if we don't get the academics done, he'll be a better person if I keep him home, keep him humble, give him
So we
some
have a very
humility.
similar trajectory, it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
by the way, like parents I think they're intimidated. Oh my gosh, if I have to spend the whole day with my kid. Well, first of all, if your kid's in school and you're afraid to bring him home, then you know that there's something wrong with the school
Mm.
because that shouldn't be. That's wrong. The
Mm.
idea that you're intimidated at the thought of spending the day with your child is a very bad thing. And so take him out immediately. Don't
Mm.
like no more school. That's it. Then figure out
Yeah.
the paperwork later because
Yeah.
that in itself is just very bad. Number two, you are the adults, okay? So you control the day. So if your day means that you're an introvert and you need 2 hours in the middle of the day to yourself with no interruptions, then you train your children to give you 2 hours in the middle of the day with no interruptions. It's that
Yep.
simple.
Yep.
And so like everything is doable. It's not like just this big, pile of doo-doo and you're like, okay, now I don't know what to do. No, everything is fungible. Everything is doable. If you skip math for a year, it's not the end of the world. I know because I did it with my
Yeah.
daughter. I just said, you know what? It was too much of this and it was too fraught with anxiety and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know why we're doing this to you. It's not worth it. We're going
Mm.
to skip math this year. And then you can focus on everything else and that'll be good for you. And it's fine. You
Yep.
can do math next year. Honestly, she already had addition and subtraction. What else does she need? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
she doesn't really need trigonometry to get ahead or to whatever, be a happy person. And sure enough, she picked it up the next year and it was much easier.
Mhm.
We put kids on a treadmill, we put them on some timeline, and
Yeah.
by the age of 7 they have to know this, that, and the other thing, and it's just all bull crap. I'm sorry, it's all made up
Yeah.
by the experts who clearly are completely off the rails. They're a bunch of perverted weirdos and we're letting them dictate to us how our children are supposed to be, and they don't even know how to be. So let's just stop doing that
Yeah.
because that's all broken and just deal one-on-one with your child.
Yeah.
and teach them how to be a human being, a good
so
human
good.
being who
That's
loves
so
God.
good. Yes. Yes.
And the rest will fall into place. I swear to God, the rest
It
will
will.
fall into place.
It
The
will.
rest will.
Yeah. No, that's so good. That's so good. Oh my word. I could talk with you all day. So
It's fun.
it's so fun listening to you and call out the crap. It's just it's fun. It's so entertaining to me.
Cool.
And I appreciate it so much and appreciate you being here with us today. And I think my listeners are going to get a lot out of this. Although that gold wasn't too painful to squeeze. I think it was pretty easy.
I basically vomited it out.
That's all right. However it has to come out. It's totally fine. No, it's so good. I'm going to put all of your resources in the show notes so that it will be easy for everyone to find and connect with you guys further and see, all the ways. Go to Greece with you. Oh my word. That would be fantastic. That would be fabulous.
Yeah, we even have some families coming with little kids, so
I love
I'm
that.
actually pretty excited about it.
It's quite a homeschool field trip.
It is,
A really good
and
one.
worth it.
Yes.
Worth it. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
The stuff that you see in Greece, I mean, look, Jerusalem and Israel is fabulous. But seeing actual carving in stone of people's names, and they are the actual people of the Bible, of the
Yeah.
biblical story, is mind-blowing.
I love it. I've never been, and it's on our list. So we want to do a big trip my son's senior year, which is in 2 years. So
Very cool.
Yep. So I'm praying for that. Oh my goodness. Well, thanks so much for being here. And I just appreciate your time, appreciate your wisdom, and just for being so real and transparent and shooting it straight. So appreciate it so much. Thanks so much.
You too.
If today's conversation stirred something in you, if you're craving a little more quiet, a little more presence, and a little more Jesus in the everyday, I want to invite you to grab the Wanderer's Field Guide. It's a 4-week journey of seeking, gathering, harvesting, and abiding in His presence. Just 1 page a day, 1 prayer at a time. It's not about perfection, it's about coming home to Him. You can order yours at thetreehousestoryteller.com. Wait, before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and follow us on Facebook or Instagram at The Treehouse Storyteller so we can stay connected. Head on over to thetreehousestoryteller.com for more products, artwork, photography, and encouragement. See you next time.